The Western world began being interested in Buddhism in the 19th century. By the second half of the 20th century, Buddhism had become really fashionable. The pop culture of the 1960s in particular supported the religion and made it famous. Western youth and some intellectuals during those years abandoned traditional Christian belief and began a new search. They turned to the religions of the Far East. George Harrison, a member of the famous band The Beatles, turned to Hinduism, another pagan belief. In the wake of that, millions of Beatles fans also began taking an interest in that teaching. John Lennon used Buddhist mantras in his song Across the Universe. During those years, Buddhist melodies, clothing, and pronouncements became the fashion. Many young people felt an interest in Buddhism out of mere imitation, without ever questioning its mythical teachings. Buddhists' unusual clothing, haircuts, and rituals which passed the bounds caused people trouble and difficulties for nothing, became the fashion amongst attention seekers. Over the ensuing years, Buddhism was imposed on Western society through popular cultural expressions. In this process, Hollywood took the lead. However, that same Hollywood approached revealed religions in quite the opposite manner. Most Hollywood films espoused beliefs which violated Christian belief and morality. Systematic messages were given out to reinforce anti-religious theories. The theory of evolution was powerfully imposed on viewers of content. For example, the tradition of propaganda began with the film Inherit the Wind, which dealt with the famous Scopes trial of a Darwinist teacher in 1925. Hollywood's attitude of opposition to revealed religions was the exact opposite. Buddhism was portrayed in a great many films as a humane religion, attractive and full of peace. One of these films was 7 Years in Tibet, starring Brad Pitt. Kundun, directed by Martin Scorsese and dealing with the life of the Dalai Lama, the chief Buddhist priest, was propaganda aimed at Buddhist communities. Little Buddha, by the famous director Bernardo Bertolucci, on the one hand summarized the life of Siddhartha Gautama, 3 young children bearing the soul of the Buddha. What is more, one of these children was Western. The private lives of actors also played a major role in this propaganda. One of these was the famous actor Steven Seagal. The supreme head of the Nyingma school of Tibetan Buddhism declared Stephen Seagal to be the reincarnation of a 15th century Lama. The famous actor Richard Gere, in addition to writing books promoting Buddhism, founded the Tibet House in New York with Richard Thurman, father of actress Uma Thurman. This Buddhist propaganda, which surrounds the Western world and has even been reflected to some extent in some Muslim countries, is no coincidence. Buddhism is being deliberately encouraged. That is because the social forces which are encouraging Buddhism find this twisted religion very compatible with another teaching, which constitutes the basis of their own worldview.